Okay, Gracie, great to hear from you. Thanks for sending the video. Brilliant work. Loads of good stuff that we can talk about. You said in your email that you were just kind of getting back into the way of things. That's okay, as long as we're, every journey begins with the first step. So as long as we're taking that first step and we get back into some kind of regular playing would be good. Some regular playing of your flute. Now, what I do sometimes, maybe if I've been away on holiday and I haven't been able to play my flute or whatever happens, sometimes I go back and I kind of get reacquainted. I just go back and I get familiar with the head joint again. And yeah, it's about the head joint, but it's also about what's happening here. And I know that one of the biggest hurdles, almost, one of the biggest issues that flute players have to deal with is the size and the shape of the embouchure hole. And crucially, if we've been away from the flute for a wee while, these muscles forget what they're supposed to do. So we need to remind them. And the way that we remind them is just by doing some simple things, just playing one note on the head joint and just doing it quite thoughtfully, just for a minute or so, for a few days in a row, just to really re-establish what's going on here with our lips. So I can see on your videos that you've got some good sounds happening, you've got some good fingerings happening. I could hear some dynamics as well on the Twinkle Twinkle. You're playing quietly in places, playing loud in places. Brilliant, excellent. But that size of the hole here, I would like you to watch your video and then compare it with what it looks like here. Now hopefully you can see how small that hole is when I'm playing. Now what that does is that focuses the air in a really tight laser beam, and it's that really tight laser beam of air that makes your sound stronger. So I'll demonstrate again and I'll make the hole bigger and listen to what happens to the sound. So as soon as I make that hole a little bit bigger, all of my air disappears and I feel as though I'm running out of breath straight away. And also the sound kind of disperses, the sound kind of goes, it disappears kind of. So I think now is a great opportunity for you. If you're just getting back into the way of playing your flute, I think now is a brilliant chance for you to say, okay, every day I'm going to just spend 30 seconds, a minute, thinking about what's happening here, just on the old head joint. So you could compare your video with what it looks like with me. But also, I don't know if I think we might have done this little exercise before. This is a good one to really help you get that smaller hole happening. And I call it the James Galway lip exercise. James Galway is the most famous flute player there's ever been. And if you look for him on YouTube, James Galway, you'll see some of his videos. You'll be able to hear him playing. And he's got this great little exercise that helps you make a smaller hole here. And what he does is he gets his bottom lip and puts it up. And then you start to blow, but nothing comes out yet because your lip's in the way. And you let your lip relax and slowly come down. So your lip comes down, and it just at the right moment, your lip comes down far enough, a little hole appears. And when the hole appears, we should, if the head joint's in the right place, we should get a sound coming out. And that's going to hopefully train your lips to go into the position where the hole is a little bit smaller. So I'll demonstrate a couple of times. Remember that the edge of your lip creeps over the edge of the hole. Oh, wrong position. And everything's staying relaxed. There's no kind of doing any of that. Everything's really relaxed. And that's helping me just get my lips nice and close together. So you could try that. Be patient. These things are quite detailed and quite intricate, and they might take a few goes before you feel as though you're making much progress with them. So be patient. It's okay. We're not in a rush. Take your time. Take your time and just see how that works for you. That'd be really good. I'd really like to hear you try something like that. Then on the head joint as well, once you've got that position, I would just like to hear you play some nice big long notes. Can you play a nice big long steady note? Big breath. Breathing from down here. So you could try it on the head joint, and once you've done that and you feel as though you're warmed up a little bit, grab the rest of your flute and then try some nice big long notes, just maybe on a B, an A, a G and an F. And those kind of warm-ups, just nice big long steady notes, they really help you. They give you a little bit of time every day to think about things. They give you a little bit of time to think about what your lips are doing. They give you a little bit of time every day to think about your breathing, so nice big breaths. They give you a little bit of time to think about, how's my fingering doing today? So when you're playing a tune, everything's quite, it's quite a complex activity. You've got to think about a lot of things. And it's happening quite fast because you've got the next note, then the next note, then the next note. But when you're doing these long notes and you're warming up, it's really relaxed, and it's just a way for you to relax and enjoy the sound of your flute, thinking about what your lips are doing, thinking about your breathing, thinking about your fingering position. So enjoy that. Just take some time and enjoy that. Then you went on and you did a scale. Brilliant. So your fingers are getting some exercise. This is really important. And you've got your abracadabra book, and at the back of the abracadabra book is a couple of pages of your scales. So what I would like to challenge you to do is pick that scale that you were working on. I couldn't see your fingers. I couldn't work out whether it was a F major or a G major. Whichever one it is, it might be the first one on the page, it might be the second one, doesn't matter. Whichever one it is, can you memorize it? Can you play it from memory? That would be great. That's really important. Also, if you've got the capabilities, I would thoroughly recommend you get yourself a metronome. So there's some metronomes there. But if you go into Google and you just type in metronome, it brings up a metronome. So here we've got 60 BPM, little play sign, press that, and there's my metronome. Now, this is how I practice my scales every day. With a metronome. So here's what I'd love for you to do. I'd love for you to have a go at your F major scale, or your G major, whichever one it is. Let's say F major. And once you've got your F major scale or your G major scale memorized, and you're playing one note per beat, could you try playing two notes per beat? So instead of playing crotchets, you're now going to play quavers. Quaver, 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 quaver. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So playing the scale from memory, crotchets, and then quavers. That would be amazing to hear you do that. Also, on that page, on the page in your Abracadabra book, you've got your arpeggios as well. So the arpeggios is the first note of the scale, the third note of the scale, the fifth note of the scale. So in the key of F, it would be F, then the A, then the C. F, A, C, then up to the top F. So that would be lovely to hear you play that as well. And then we're on to your tunes. I'm just going to go and get my Abracadabra book. Because I think you have, we've done the Twinkle Twinkle, so let's move on. Let's move on. Next up, oranges and lemons. Is there anything in here that's tricky? Well, you've got the Ds, and I know you've been playing Ds quite a lot, so they should be getting comfortable. You're moving between the D and the B. So that's something that sometimes needs a little bit of help. Between the D and the B. So you've got a lot of finger movement there. Your left hand is going from that to that. Okay. And your right hand is going from that to that. So that's kind of how I would practice moving from D to B. If it feels a bit dodgy, if it doesn't feel that easy at the moment, one of the things we can do is practice each hand individually. So you think about the D position, and then think about the B position, and you can just move between those two positions. Just practice that fingering. That's really, really helpful, teaching your fingers. and then you try the right hand on its own, from the D position to there, 3 fingers, then just the pinky, and then try them both together, from the D to the B, D, B, D, B. And once your fingers are feeling good with it, you could try just playing it. Okay, so to finish off, I'm going to play through Oranges and Lemons just so that you can get an idea of what it's supposed to sound like, and you can have a wee go yourself. Let's see if, what would you prefer to see, the dots or my fingers? I wonder if we can arrange the camera so we can see both. That would be super, wouldn't it? Let's move that out of the way. So there's Oranges and Lemons. I don't think we're going to be able to get you to see both. I'll just let you see the dots. In fact, I'll play it twice. So first time you can look at the dots. Here we go, Oranges and Lemons. It's in 3/4, so I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Watch out for the slurs. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you're listening closely, hopefully you might have noticed that I was taking breaths not on the bar lines, but I'm taking a breath there, I'm taking a breath there, I'm taking a breath there. So that's kind of where you want to be thinking about taking a breath. And let's do it now, and you can have a look at my fingerings so you can see how I'm doing it on the flute. Can you see that okay? Let's move that a wee bit. So here we go, Oranges and Lemons, 1, 2, 3. And just watch out for those slurs. I think you'll be fine with that. So there we go, that's nearly 20 minutes, so we'll leave it there for today. Try and do that James Galway, get the lips a little bit closer together. Let's hear your scale, maybe with a metronome, that would be awesome. And have a go at that next tune, and I look forward to hearing you soon. Well done for getting the videos in, brilliant, great to see you, great to hear you playing. Look forward to hearing your next one. Okay, bye.